Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Sovereign Tower. It is a medieval fantasy, kingdom manager slash Knights of the Round Table manager, but also a time loop because you made a pact with a demon that I guess sends you back to the past every time you fail. I'm a sucker for time loop games, and so I want to see how this goes. Activate Sovereign mode, disables manual saving. No. Alright, so what do we have? Cycle question mark, we have 18 merchant satisfaction, 20 scholar satisfaction, 24 noble satisfaction, 21 people satisfaction, and 3,826 funds, and I'm pretty sure everything is about to go horribly wrong. Talk to the Enchantress. Hey, Your Grace, how are you? Her question ends in a small squeak of panic, because we, at the Magic Academy, we might have, how to put it, you blew up another laboratory? I'm sorry, okay? It's not that, it's, we accidentally released one of our poltergeists into the wild. But honestly, he's mostly harmless, well, except for the crops. He's got a thing against grain. Don't ask me why. I'll send somebody to exercise it. Okay, so, what is this? So this will impact scholars, and this will give me a quest. Promised rewards, 100 coins, +1 scholar, and merchant satisfaction. Okay. And requirements, damage risk. Okay, Milkford Briz. Crops are being targeted by an occult magic. Knights skilled in exorcism must intervene immediately. Thanks, Your Grace. Hello, Your Grace. You know what? I'm not going to try and do voices. There's too many characters. We're in a bit of a pickle. What's going on? Our crops were vandalized. Our wheat stalks are bowed, forced into strange circular patterns. We're a bit lost. Can you lend us a hand? Let's see. So is this. So that affects people. Or send a Mystic Knight. This would cost me money for some reason. Oh, I'm gonna send people on quests. We'll see what happens. Don't we already have this quest going? I have no idea. We'll do it again. Thank you, my good Grace. I'll finally be able to rest. Your Grace, we're facing a terrible shortage. Our bakers are running out of wheat. Use buckwheat instead, it's better anyway. We'll use our personal wheat reserves in order to support the affected regions. Use buckwheat instead. It's better anyway. Well, I guess that'll have to do. My sweet highness, please forgive my slight delay. Your Grace! We absolutely do not have time for such trivialities. We need to talk now. The situation is serious, Your Grace. How fares my favorite knight? But I'm your only knight, Your Grace. All the others went off to fight. Those weren't just rumors, Your Grace. The Kingslayer's back, and it's not alone. It's heading towards us at this very moment, dragging an army of the dead in its wake. His words trail off, as though the Kingslayer's icy hand were already closing around his throat. What should we do, Your Grace? Let's see. Stay calm and evacuate the occupants of the tower. But Your Grace, what about you? I said go, this is an order from your sovereign. Very well, Your Grace. Be careful, I beg you. Ermin the Wise. You pierce the veil of arcana that no hand was meant to find, only to offer the void a heart already withered and unkind. I know why you are here, but I shall not give in, or the Empire will take us all. The holy seat grants your shadow no spark of grace. Return to the frigid soil with the rest of your renegade race. Farewell. May the next soul prove worthy. Sick. I like the illustration style for this game. It looks awesome. 100 years have passed since the fall of Ermin the Wise at the hands of the impious Kingslayer. Since then, the White Tower of Briz has stood nothing more than a lifeless relic. Having lost its fortress, the Kingdom of Britannia once again finds itself under threat from the Angloor Empire, just as it did in ages past. For centuries earlier, the Empire was already preparing to devour these lands. After fierce battles, fate seemed sealed and defeat inevitable, until out of mercy the gods bestowed the tower. This tower granted unparalleled strength to its knights and an inexhaustible wellspring of magic to its sorcerers. But of all of these gifts, the most fearsome was that bestowed upon its sovereign. It was the power to foresee the future. 100 years have passed since the people of Britannia have awaited the coming of a new sovereign. the chosen who would awaken the ancient Tower of Briz once more. And it seems their prayers are finally about to be answered. For far from the royal court, in a humble country church, a wandering leper awoke to the sound of flames and chaos. Screams and the crackle of flames surround you, spreading the sound of death. Through the shattered stained glass, you see armored figures moving frantically and bearing an emblem you do not recognize. A cry of terror rises from outside. "Run! The Knights of the Empire are here! It must be one of them!" You hear one of the armored figures shout, their voices trembling. Dense black smoke floods every corner of your dwelling. You rush towards the entrance, but a flaming wall collapses with a roar and seals off the main exit. The ceiling groans, releasing a rain of ash. The entire structure threatens to cave in at any moment. Amidst this blazing chaos, you desperately search for another way out. Your eyes meet those of a panicked cat. Follow the cat and trust its instincts to find another way out. You miraculously escaped unharmed, and the cat seems to be fine. Just as you start to feel better in the fresh air outside, the dull thud of iron-shod boots echoes around the corner. A cry, raw with pure rage, tears through the roar of the inferno. "Is anyone there?" Let's see. Meow with precision. No one can tell you're not an actual cat. Or try to adopt the deepest voice you can. "It's me." A kid ran away to the other side. Meow with precision. No one can tell you're not an actual cat. It worked! The knight is turned back and you breathe a sigh of relief as you hear the sound of his boots gradually fading away. Why did they have the illustration of him with a kid? Oh, there we are. But as you approach to trail him from a distance, you watch in horror as he reaches for a child trying to flee. Taunt the knight. He should be picking on a leper instead of a toddler, way stronger than him. I'm gonna go for goofball options only, I think. The knight turns towards you and charges, consumed by rage. He hunts you down for some distance, driving you to flee until you reach the very outskirts of the village. Why are both of these goof options? Oh no, this is a problem. Find a leper-shaped rock in the forest and hide behind it, or hide in a field and pretend to be a scarecrow. This hiding place proves precarious. The knight finds you with ease and blocks your escape. Locking eyes with you, he raises his arm, ready to strike. Remove the bandage from one of your wounds and try to trip him with it. Your maneuver paid off and your attacker collapses heavily. Now defenseless, the Empire's warrior lies helplessly at your feet. This is your moment to act. Smash his skull with a stone. He deserves it for trying to murder you. You run away into the darkness. Forgotten and abandoned from everything, the wretched leper was looking for salvation across the old kingdom. In despair and exhausted, a soft voice echoed in their heart, beckoning to a distant place. At the end of their journey, the poor soul finally reached the ruins of the tower, the last remnant of the once glorious kingdom of Britannia. Something akin to fate seemed to guide their path to this forgotten place. At the foot of the tower, a few nobles seemed to be arguing. Once again, the royal selection had proved to be a disappointment. The door to the tower remained closed, and the prophecy unfulfilled. Slipping through the crowd, the stranger reached for the legendary key adorning the giant lock. In their mind, the words of prophecy echoed, "Only the true sovereign, chosen by the gods, shall be allowed to wield the silver key to the doors of the tower." And, for them, the door opened. From that moment on, people called them the Sovereign of the Tower. So it was true, the words of prophecy were true. I am Sir Arlen, guardian of the tower's remains. This tower's remains, and I have waited all my life for this blessed day when someone would finally pass through these doors. Your grace. This is gorgeous. This is the kind of game that I actually need to, like, look at in greater detail, because, I'm an illustrator, or was. I still do illustrations, just not that much. But I struggle with environments because I didn't really study it when I was in school. I was much more like character monster focused because I wanted to be a creature concept artist in video games, which did not pan out. Anyway, so whenever I see environments like this, it's just kind of a like, wow, this is absolutely lovely. The interesting thing is it's actually rendered really roughly. You can see like a lot of scritchy line art. And I appreciate that. It's a really solid style and it works perfectly. Like if you don't look at it too closely, it looks immaculate. And if you look at it closely, you see the hand of its creator, more or less. in like stark detail, and I like that. I feel like too many games have become over-rendered nonsense, and so it's nice to see something that is scritchy. Anyway, Your Grace. What a surprising choice from the gods. Well, choice marked by fate, with all due respect. But I see you've already donned the traditional garb that benefits the crown. As custom dictates, the anonymity of this attire shall be your protection and your salvation. Keep your identity shrouded and reveal nothing of it. All may form their own idea of what lies beneath the mask, though some, by convention, will simply refer to you as a man. You may not feel it in this state, but this edifice is miraculous. Within these walls, its magic suspends all affliction from its sovereign, and your illness shall no longer progress. The tower also multiplies tenfold the strength of the knights who serve its round table. Its power depends on the size of the kingdom it governs, and, granted, for now, our territory is limited to the country of Briz. But here begins the rebirth of Britannia, for only through the sovereign and the might of this edifice shall we rally our neighbors under a single banner. The further our influence spreads, the more the tower shall awaken, and the more complete it becomes. More knights may take their place at your table to share in its strength. Now, pray tell me, Your Grace, how is it that you came to this place? I was attacked by the Empire, and my steps brought me here. By all the gods, so the Empire is currently attempting to invade Britannia after all these years of relative peace? It's more urgent than we ever had, it's more urgent than ever that we forge allies against this threat. For if they learn that the ancient White Tower of Briz is awakened, he pauses thoughtfully. The prophecy, the very one that described your arrival here, also mentioned a golden key, an artifact said to be capable of uniting the kingdoms, unlocking the tower's full potential, and who knows, perhaps curing you permanently. It's merely a legend, but after your arrival I'm open to the wildest mysticism. At last, welcome home, Your Grace. Take your rightful place upon this throne. Many labors lie ahead, to be sure, but the tower is awoken under your reign. Rest assured that it will soon regain its former splendor and magic. Okay, this seems awesome. I'm a sucker for weird simulator games. And I know there was the whole, was it Reigns? The one where you'd swipe left and right, and there was Yes, Your Grace and a couple other ones. But none of them had the fantasy I was looking for that I think this one presents. Good morning, Your Grace. It looks like the tower's finally awoken for good. No more candidates in trance screaming dubious incantations at its doors or relentlessly drumming on its walls. To tell you the truth, I can't quite believe it, but here we are. The man before you looks like he'd stand frozen forever just to prove that he's loyal to you. If you permit me, Your Grace, I'd be delighted to inform you of what to expect in the coming days. With pleasure. Your new subjects are quite eager to have someone in charge again. We'll come to you for help and guidance on various matters. Some of these requests may require you to take action, and the knights you've recruited to the Round Table will help you do that. Be forewarned, though they may serve you, you may not feel inclined to carry out your every order. It would do you well to learn their preferences to avoid future headaches. Well then, that is all for now. Let me introduce you to your very first knight. She is on her way, and quite capable. She also happens to be my dear niece. But I take no responsibility for her punctuality whatsoever. Alright. I'm terribly sorry I got lost on my way here. I'm Lady Angelica of Clovermont, Your Grace. Welcome to the Round Table, Lady Angelica. Thank you, Your Grace. Whilst we've just met, I must trouble you with a request, just a small one, really. But I couldn't sleep a wink last night. The tower's quite cold and scary, you see. Do you think I could bring a cat to lighten the mood a bit? My dear niece, you told me your request is of the utmost importance. It is, but just a tiny cat, until the dusting and arranging are complete. Of course, someone will assist you to make your room more comfortable as well. Oh, thank you very much, Your Grace. I will name the cat after you. I should not keep your audience waiting and take my leave then. Okay, Karina. Ah, Your Grace, I was really looking forward to meeting you, Karina, blacksmith. You see, I might need your help in finding my smithing hammer, which might have dropped out of my carriage in the totally not creepy forest between Milford and Clovermont. Dropped or lost? Ah, no, not lost, just temporarily mislaid for 2 years. Let's see. Curious to know how you stayed fit after 2 years without hitting the iron. Hellish calisthenic exercises, Your Grace. You have no idea how wonderful it is to channel overflowing physical energy such as mine. I can teach you a movement or two when you have the time. Either way, I heard you were hiring a bunch of knights for your round table. My hammer can restore relics to their rightful state. That might interest you, right? All I need to do is help me find my hammer. I'll send one of my knights. Thank you, Your Grace. Okay, so Audiences Roundtable Gallery. So we've got an event here. Lady of the Tower. They look like they're made of stone. At last I awake from my slumber. Oh, and what a sight greets my eyes. And mine also is such a beauty in stone. You flatter me, dear sovereign. I am the Lady of the Tower and its protector. How delightful to meet you. Long have I watched over these halls, but alas, how decrepit everything has become. It's not safe to wander too deep yet, my brave sovereign. Not the welcome you deserve. However, as I retrieve my powers, I will endeavor to restore your tower's rooms to its former glory. Their former glory. Your presence reawakened something in me. We can romance the tower? Hell yeah. I actually really appreciate that. Shell's going like, eh. But like, if I'm going to be playing as a leper romancing anybody, I like the idea of romancing the tower itself. Will I be graced to see your lovely face again? Whenever you wish, dear sovereign. Now that you've stirred me from slumber, believe me, there are many doors that can be opened. I shall always be waiting for you when you finish your day's duties, dear sovereign. Okay, the Lady of the Tower allows you to unlock new rooms for the tower, giving you access to new features. New rooms can be unlocked by recruiting particular servants. Unlock a new room. Nothing available. Well, okay, so we have a map room, inventory. I'm assuming I have freaking nothing. What about round table? I'm just going to look at things. During the round table phase, you have the option to assign your available knights to any open requests. The assignation of a knight is locked only once you end the cycle. Before that, you can always change how you assign your knights. To succeed on a quest, there are two main factors, having enough knights and reaching the quest stat requirements. Be aware that knight attributes, both known and unknown, will also influence the quest outcome. You can see the tags of a knight in the glossary. You'll have to deduce where they can have a positive or negative impact based on the quest description. So that's nice, it's not just like cut and dry. I also have a damage range representing the maximum and minimum and maximum each knight can take during a quest. Some knight attributes can also increase or reduce these values. Expeditions can occur on critical successes, failures, or unexpected outcomes. Okay. How do I go back here? So we have something in the map room as well. Welcome, Your Grace. From here, you may issue any actions that affect the world beyond these walls. Invite notable individuals to your court, or send aid to villagers struck by disaster, for example. Not quite sure if there's anything available right now, but well, it never hurts to check. And if nothing else, you may always admire the map. Fine piece of cartography, if I say so myself. So from the map room, you can open the map, perform some specific actions. Audience requests allow you to invite a character to the tower on the next audience phase. Knights that were asked to come back later can be invited through an audience request. If a location's been damaged following the failure of a quest, you can repair the location from the map room. Okay, well, we have nothing available at the moment, so can't do anything. Oh. Sovereign menu allows you to see the current satisfaction of different classes and the progress of sovereign archetypes. Increases in satisfaction with each class can unlock new dialogue options and new items in shops. Sovereign archetypes increase or decrease with your choices. Each archetype has 3 thresholds to reach, each with each threshold unlocking new dialogue options. Some are also unlocked depending on how much of an archetype is increased compared to another. So we have Audacity, Wisdom, Tyranny, and Kindness. And then people are not overly satisfied with me. Okay, Glossary lets me see information on my knights. They will gain levels, allocate stat points into stats of my choosing. Attributes are characteristics that your knights can impact. Or attributes are characteristics of your knights that can impact their behavior towards a quest. You have to deduce for several of them what the impact will be. Okay. You can see their preferences, and affinity is how they currently feel towards the sovereign. So increasing their affinity may trigger new dialogue, low affinity may cause them to leave. So, not very good at magic, kind-hearted, they are naive, and presumably, judging by this illustration, they get lost really easily. Which is probably a problem for finding this hammer. Which is why I'm sure they want me to send her off as kind of a, like, she's going to get lost and this is going to be an issue. Well, let's finish the phase. Okay, so we do get tax revenue, though these cost me money. Once thriving through its artisans, the village now slumps along. Its people poor, bitter, not particularly welcoming, so they lost me money. They gained me money. Yep, failure, success? She got it! Somehow. Once a quest is completed, the outcome is determined based on the knight's statistics, their attributes, and the knight's party size. The outcome of quest will determine the experience, points, and gold earned, as well as damage taken by the knights. Performing a critical or great success will increase each knight's affinity, and performing a major failure will lower their affinity. If special outcomes are met, some quests can have unexpected outcomes. An unexpected outcome can be positive or negative. So we get experience, we get a little bit of gold, but didn't get more than that. So we get a follow-up audience. Well, she succeeded, which surprised me. Anyway, crypts. What do we have down here? Hello, Your Grace. Who's there? It's only me, Your Grace, the very humble demon of this tower. The syrupy voice, seemingly emanating from the strange padlock, slips into your ears like a trickle of warm honey. Ew. What do you want from me? I was locked away in this dark dungeon long ago, Your Grace, and like all the souls of this tower, I exist only to serve you humbly. How can you serve me? My power is that of renewal and reversal, Your Grace. As your endeavors grow, bonds form and shatter, nations grow or crumble. So too shall my powers wax and wane, fed by your exploits. When you call upon me, your mistakes will vanish like dew under the morning sun, with no world-ending price attached, of course. Are you the voices in my head? Maybe yes, maybe no. Heard enough. Don't forget me, Your Grace. Take this little lock, and you shall have me at your beck and call. Soon you shall find it impossible to get rid of me. He seems trustworthy. So there's that dark dialogue that pops in, which is probably him commenting on things. The demon power allows you to go back to any previous cycle of the current act, while keeping all knowledge acquired so far, including knight tags and preferences. You also keep your current sovereign archetype progress. Huh. Of the current act. This may also unlock new dialogue options for specific events in the questline you've already started to explore. Note that after returning to a previous cycle, the audiences that you will get may be different. You can see how many times you have used the demon power in the sovereign menu. Okay. Well, she's got dialogue. Kitty, please, come down. The head cook won't be pleased to find you up there. The girl is trying to coax down a kitten, curiously wandering amongst the kitchen's spice shelves. Oh, Your Grace, have you come for a drink? Perhaps a snack? That's a cute little fellow. Animal lover. Look at those black little paws. Thank you so much for letting me bring a cat here. I named it after you, you know. No, suffering, get away from that flower bag at once. Oh, no. Meow. Good luck cleaning up the floor. Oh, of course, Your Grace. The floor will be clean as a whistle. I wonder if it remembered the fact that I meowed earlier. I love doing that when I'm playing tabletop RPGs. If any of my players do something like kind of out of pocket that is kind of silly, I'll let them roll for it. And if they roll really well, they get to keep it as like a personality feature or a quirk. So like a long time ago in the campaign, Shell was trying to make like a Star Wars reference, and I'm like, roll for like knowledge of Star Wars or something like that, and she got a nat 20 on it, so just permanently she had complete and total knowledge of Star Wars as though it were real, or something to that extent, which had very funny end results. Let's see. So we have, well, let's talk to Karina first. Your knight nailed it. My hammer was by the river near the old mill. So it wasn't really lost after all. Nevertheless, your round table shall be filling to the brim soon with knights. All we need now is a warm-hearted forge, and those rusty relics could be yours again. Okay. Well, Arnold. Hello. Allow my crystal-clear voice to caress your delicate ears. I am Arnold, representative of Belthorn, a noble region of the country of Groveshire, renowned for its exceptional hunters and its fine, exquisitely soft silks. Sometimes even almost affordable. The Count of Groveshire has tasked me with meeting with you as part of an idiomatic mission. Indeed. Oh, move your silk rag. It's me you've been waiting for, Damien. Damien, official emissary of Maverick from the county of Gavalt. And I, too, have a message, but bigger and more urgent than theirs. Where was I? I've been asked to come to you today in my capacity as an emissary and— Oh, shut up, kid. Your Grace, respectfully, you shouldn't listen to those snobby Groveshire people. Those puny fools sell overpriced— Allow me to reply. It is not appropriate to give credence to the country bumpkins of Gavalt, and you dare to talk to me about gastronomy? You claim to represent a civilized country when you haven't even bothered to mask your traveler's odor. Calm down, I'll listen to you both. That won't be possible. The only thing the two of us agree on is that the other one has to go. Unfortunately, I agree on this point. If you listen to anyone, it can only be me. Well, I'm a country bumpkin. Go on, Damien. Very well, I informed the Count of Groveshire of your brilliant decision, and I wish your nostrils well. Thanks, Your Grace. Clears his throat loudly before continuing. Our Countess Matilda? Probably Matilda. Matilda's therefore requisitioned me to represent our country with dignity before proposing an alliance to you. Alliance at the cost of your help regarding the political situation in the country. Perfect. It looks easy as pie. Bursts out laughing for several minutes. Good luck, Your Grace. Matilda will come in and explain the situation to you in detail. See you later. Sir Gilberto of Neoned, Your Grace. The Herald said you needed help with some monsters. Your luck slaying wild beasts is my specialty. Trolls, dragons, spiders, bloodthirsty chickens, you name it. If you do me the honor of that tutorialization, sometimes knights will come to ask if they can join your round table. Okay. Accepting them will make them available to perform quests. Telling them to come back later, okay. Will allow you to invite them from the map room. If you do so, they'll be present in the next audience cycle, or next cycle audience phase. Rejecting them makes them definitely unavailable. Once a knight is recruited, you can make them leave the round table in the glossary. But you'll be able to come back. Okay. So if you do me the honor of welcoming me at your court, my sword will also be yours. Let's see. So this will give me a knight. Return later. I see no reason not to. You will not regret this, Your Grace. I'm assuming at some point we're going to have some that actually suck and we don't want them around, but at least for now, I'm going to recruit whoever and make as many mistakes as I can, because it's fun. Hello, Your Grace. Did you have any crispy dreams? I come with a matter of highest importance. Nobody ever asks for my opinion, never ever, so I decided to give it anyway. Hope it doesn't bother you. Are you listening? Yes? No? Maybe? Your ears, they look so absorbent. There's something that smells bad about the situation standing before you, both figuratively and literally. What is that smell? Oh yes, that's exactly why I'm here. This smell, it follows me, it clings to me like a cursed fog. I believe it has become sentient. Have you tried taking a bath? Groundbreaking, I know. There's a goose, but not your everyday goose. A general goose. A war goose. It's taking control of the public baths. It's blocking the entrance. I haven't bathed in 15 days, Your Grace. The children cry. You must send help before this goose claims further territory. Let's see. The smell. I'll send a knight to handle the goose immediately. Oh, thank you, Your Grace. I will go now, slowly, sideways, so the goose doesn't see me. Hello, I'm Elioth of Clovermont, your brand new official messenger from Clovermont. I bring a request from Clovermont. Let's see. Welcome. Oh wait, I think I may require you to confirm one more time where you hail from. Clovermont. Oh, dang it, I'm already bothering you, Your Grace. But I promise, this request, I'm sure it's to interest you. The people of Clovermont begged me to present it to you with dignity. We lost it, the sacred relic, jade amethyst. Well, it's a nice rock. And it has a magpie. It was a magpie that stole it. Will the magpie enjoy its victory? No. No need to use big words. I'll send a knight. The bells shall ring in the village to their arrival. Thank you, Your Grace. Okay, gallery. So we can unlock the forge. The tower has now been granted a new room. Anything else, Your Grace? Hello, Your Grace. Thanks again for this wonderful forge. I'm still setting things up, but I have a few relics to sell. Please take a look. Okay, open shop. So we can buy old sword, increases strength at the cost of agility. Rusty sword, agility at the cost of charisma. Royal Sword, 2 charisma. Rapier, agility. Okay, so it's a lot of trade-offs. Hunting bow. Agility, wit, and has a passive. I think I'm going to buy that. Let's see. And yeah, I could almost buy 2 more things, but no dice. I think I'll wait and save my money. Okay. So next up, I guess we go here. So we have 2 quests. The Clean Keeper Goose, which requires strength, charisma, and luck. She's kind of good at those things. He doesn't have any luck. His charisma is atrocious, but his strength is quite good. Okay, what's our other one? So it requires wit, agility, and luck. Okay, so we definitely have to send her after the magpie. So this will give me a mount, bonus with scholars, and some money. Let's see. Do we have anything that boosts luck in the forge? I didn't see anything there. Yeah, magic. Yeah, because sling would cost me... No. Okay. So I have the bow. The bow is agility and wit. Oh, which would be good for the magpie. I don't know what the plus passive means, sadly. Let's send her on this one. And we'll have him just fight the goose. And let's see how they go. Okay, well, he succeeded. So it's good enough. Okay, we get a follow-up audience. We don't get anything else. Animal lover, and... Okay, we get a great success. So she takes a damage, but I think levels up. And we get Paul, the mule. A friendly, annoyingly loud donkey who won't shut up, but would move mountains without hesitation. And she's leveled up, so we can go to the glossary and potentially improve one of her stats. She likes diplomacy and scouting, so wouldn't be a bad idea to give her charisma. We don't have anybody for charisma anyway. And go from there. We get some money from taxes. Alright, well, I guess let's do audiences. This is a nice cycle. A lot of dialogue in the front, but once you get going, it's not bad. Greetings, Matilda of Fort Gavalt, Emeritus Countess of the County of Gavalt. The woman standing before you towers over like a mountain. She is straight as a stake, a very, very intimidating stake. I must ask for your indulgence in us cutting straight to the point. We're hoping for your assistance regarding the diplomatic diatribes that are currently tearing our lands apart. By diplomatic diatribes, you mean political shenanigans? No. I don't know what you mean by shenanigans. Let me explain. The situation is simply as possible. She pauses to choose her words carefully before continuing. A wind of dissent is currently sweeping through the people of Gavalt, fueled by the recent and brutal assassination of the Baron of Mavignac? The mourning that has befallen our citizens has sparked a flame of rebellion in their hearts. This rebellion now threatens not only my person, but the authority I represent. Everything suggests that one person in particular is fueling this revolt and orchestrating this widespread chaos from the shadows. Any questions? You say your people are mourning a nobleman? This nobleman was loved. He was a fair politician who was close to the people, whom some would quietly describe as a demagogue. Her voice, until now as smooth and cutting as a blade, shows here a glimpse of sadness, but in reality, he was touching. He knew how to talk to people the way you would talk to injured animals. You seem troubled. Why are you being targeted? Allow me to correct you. I'm not being afflicted. There is no need for such analysis. But some whisper that the murderer is one of the knights in my employ. As for the nobleman who is murdered, he opposed our reforms and charters, as well as my approach to orderly governance. You don't need anything else to see the connection. Why not openly resolve the anger of your people? That will not solve anything. Understand that the people's complaints are futile. Neither I, nor any member of my caste, ordered this assassination. I'm also concerned by this loss, even though it was a common knowledge that I had strong disagreements with the Baron of Mavignac. And how can I help you prove your innocence? Convincing the people of their representatives' innocence will be all the easier once the ringleader of this movement has been stopped, the one who organizes, who sets the powder alight. Without a leader, the revolt will scatter like the same powder blown by the winds. I therefore need knights of integrity, untainted by bias, to uncover the person's identity and arrest them. Okay, so we can investigate amongst the common people, and that would give me reputation with the nobility. I can investigate the nobility, which would give me reputation with the people and a consumable. Or I can ask around in the local taverns, which gets me money but no reputation. Let's check the members of the nobility. Do as you see fit, as long as you find evidence that exonerates me. If we fail, your lion will get a bite from my counselor. She's not joking with you, not at all. See you soon. Sir Arlen, your grace, my greetings. Greetings, Elwina. We haven't been introduced yet, your grace. Elwina recruited to your service by Sir Arlen a few days ago. I should be taking care of administration, the little paperwork, and the major inconveniences. My role is essential to the proper management of the tower. And yet you didn't even think to give me a room for my belongings, Arlen. I kindly request, your grace, that you promptly make the necessary arrangements for my accommodation. In return, I might have a bit of juicy gossip or two about your knights. Thank you. I imagine we could just dust off a small room in exchange for her services, your grace. Okay, Gwendon. I've heard you're in need of great heroes, so here I am, Sir Gwendon of Villador, the best knight in all the land. Yes, I know it's a lot to take in. It's okay if you want to applause, or to faint. I'm used to it. I have to say I'm also used to higher standards than this smelly shack you call a tower, but it will have to do. Do not worry, with me at your round table, your little realm will very soon shine in glory. Sure. I expected no less. I'm already lighting this place up. Oi, your grace. Roland at your service. I'm a sailor down in Grest. Gonna be your go-between between folks there. Alright, formalities done, yeah? I'll skip the bowing. Any chance you folks might spruce up the road to Grest? You know, the one that leads up here? It ain't that far, just 3 hours, but it'd really help us ordinary folk. Let's see. Interesting that we have this option. Probably because... What is it? Yeah, my audacity has been raised. How do I... Okay. Of course, you've earned it. Yeah? Reckon we're good at what we do, even if you ain't really seen it yourself. Thanks, anyway. It's over, your grace. The baths are quiet, but the goose and its eggs remains. It speaks to me now. It honks inside. I am the vessel. I am the pond. I have seen the foaming truth. Honk. Guards? I don't think I really got much for quests there. Unlock a new room. Intendancy. The tower has been granted a new room. Anything else, your grace? Hello, your grace. Perhaps you wish to hear some gossip. Investigate. It feels like Goberto has a ticking bomb in there. Very well, your grace. We shall start investigating at once. Okay. Gallery, audiences, round table, anything else? No. Do we even have quests? Noble investigations. Oh, right. So, honestly, probably her again. Oh, I have to assign. I'll have to figure... Oh, we repair armor at the blacksmith. And she liked that, because it's diplomacy. Well, let's see how well she did. Oh, it worked. Countess of Revolt. Okay, we've already read that. After your investigations, everything suggests that the leader of the revolt is none other than the Countess's own daughter. It is believed she is hiding with her fellow rebels in Mavignac. Recap. Okay, so we can see participation, 1,000, charisma, wits, luck, kind-hearted. Cool. And we get food supplies, strength 1. Food supplies for a healthier start. And she levels up again. Honestly, let's give her wit. If she's going to be doing diplomacy, we probably want to just push charisma and wit until both are decent levels. Okay. Oh, your grace. Do you have a cup of tea? A little bird that has shared the most interesting anecdote with me. He's clumsy. Extra damage if the quest is a failure. Let's see. Well, let's investigate her. Get her other... her other foible known, because I think we already know everything else. I just want to look at my... Oh, is it glossary? Here we go. Yeah, he's inattentive and clumsy. And then this guy has a bunch. Looks like he's a braggart, so, okay. Preferences, hunt, duel, relic, recovery, but he hates diplomacy. Well, that's fine. That's not really my plans with him. So we also have knights and servants, so we can see all the different information on them. Okay. Oh, back to this. Audiences. I, the Dragon Knight, dost extend mine salutations unto thee. Is there any soul amidst this gathering endowed with the power to parley with me? You are in the presence of the sovereign. Am I? Thou art but a child of in these realms. How mightest thou lay claim to this exalted throne, and not I? I, who have been crowned by the ancient vintage limited edition true king himself, hath traversed this domain of Britannia decade by decade and leveled cities in my wake. So doth I challenge thee, stranger. Prove unto me that thou art sovereign, and thou art the sovereign this dominion doth require, that thou canst gather valiant knights, lead thy folk to peace and prosperity, and stand resolute against the Angloor Empire. Shouldst thou falter or refuse my challenge, I shall take thy life with mine own hand. I shall inspire the people and rally them to me. You accept without... Oh, when a character gives you an ultimatum, you get objectives to fulfill before the given cycle. Each fulfilled objective before the given cycle will give a bonus when you face the character again. It's not mandatory to fulfill this one. Okay, so we need 14 people satisfaction, 1 on merchants, and I need 300 gold. And an allied county. You accept without hesitation, stranger. These realms doth merit a sovereign of great might. Until we meet anon, thou hadst be prepared. I had heard legends about this Dragon Knight, but I thought him long dead. Let us prepare for battle. I've noted the objectives in terms of resources and support that need to be achieved. Bear in mind, these are not essential to our success. My daughter. I'm just as surprised as you are. Actually, I must admit that I suspected she was involved. Wouldn't it have been better to inform us? It's not so simple. We hadn't really been in touch for a while. Of course, I had noticed her recent strange attire. Naturally, I'd spotted some suspicious political pamphlets in her room. But I could never have imagined. You couldn't have known. Your young people have their own codes, their own slang. In the blink of an eye, the gap widened. She is so impressionable. I ask you not to hold it against her. A discussion with her is obviously necessary. But before that, I'm going to need your help again. We now know that she and her group of rebels are hiding near the Bastille of Mavignac, preparing to lay siege to the Fort Gavolt very soon. You must stop them, now. Unfortunately, some of my best knights were swept up in this popular movement and decided to side with the protesters. So we could stop her. This is... So, duration, deadline. Can take 2 nights. Sure. We shall thank you for it, indefinitely. But I beg you, may your knights take good care of her. A dark figure approaches, disregarding all queuing conventions, and sneaks up in front of you. Good day, your grace. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Tarkus de Gavolt, brother of late Count de Gavolt. Didn't you come with the cultist? Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt your little tete-a-tete. And I think our own discussion deserves privacy. Isn't it fascinating, learning that little fool's serving as Matilda's runt stands at the helm of the charade? I confess I suspected as much. Stupidity often walks with ambition. I am the eyes and ears of Gavolt. No one pisses in a gutter here without me knowing about it. Do you see where I'm going with this? Watching that idiot eye the throne is an affront to Gavolt itself. Be pragmatic, your grace. Ally with me and I'll crush this rebellion at once. Your grace, if I may, Sir Tarkus distinguished himself rather grimly during the bloody Tarascus War. He's a man of fearsome efficiency, but his methods are perfectly measured. Do you have something to say, old man? Would you rather let these enemies of the crown pour out their Epicratian propaganda? No. Of course, I should have known. An idiot ruling a kingdom can only applaud an idiot ruling a country. Your grace, we beg for your mercy. We're a humble community of wanderers, no harm meant. We look for shelter for just a few days. A bitter cold is closing in and our little ones are already shivering. We cannot sleep in the woods, not like this. With all due respect, opening the tower's doors to these people, that would be a tremendous act of trust. They're strangers with none to vouch for their integrity. What do you wish to do, your grace? You're welcome to stay here as long as you need to, and please, stop shaking. Thank you, your grace. Sorry, the children will never forget this. So here you are, you, the famous sovereign. Charming. She looks at you with an air of superiority. I'm Gwendolyn, Baroness of Villa Dargent. Dargent? A great... Oh, what am I saying? The greatest locality of Villador. A pearl obscured by the lands, but one that is absolutely vital to your reign. I should be conveying to you the many complaints from the common people of this land. Most importantly, I'm your knight's dear aunt. Yes, Gwendu, my darling little Gwendu. So happy I am to hear that you have recognized his brilliance. But where is this little duckling? He's dead. Do you have a request you wish to grace us with today? No, not really. I just came to see how he was doing. If your knights do find themselves listless at your little round table, they can always come weed my garden. It's in a similarly pitiful state. They do enjoy a bit of landscaping. Send a knight who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Duration, but no deadline. Gwendolyn lets out a little laugh. You sense that you may be allowing yourself to be led around like a docile steed. Thank you, my dear. The Bats of Crest have apparently signed a secret pact against the town's baker, blast if I know why. Maybe some sorcerer weren't pleased with his last brioche, but there's dark magic in this, no doubt. Our bakers have been besieged by these creatures, flour contaminated, bats jumping on them, and when opening ovens, lurking on roofs, and terrorizing folk. Let's see. So we can kill the bats or find the culprit. So the problem with finding the culprit is it requires mid-magic, and I don't have a single mage. Whereas this one, Pest-Free Bakery, would cost me some with scholars, give me some money, and a consumable. Two knights can do this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to off the bats. Your Grace! Hey, so we found these 3 requests in an old drawer in the archive rooms. One of them smells like pickles. Good luck! Well, sandwich o'clock. Okay. Ah, my sovereign, I sensed the formidable dragon knight looming within these walls. Are your beautiful eyes everywhere? Of course, my dear sovereign. Though it's difficult to pull my gaze away from your exploits, as the protector of the tower, I can feel every ripple of energy that passes through these walls. And the dragon knight is already familiar to me. He once sat at the round table during the reign of Ermin the Wise. What was he like back then? I remember a fearsome young warrior with strength forged through unyielding values. Under Ermin's rule, I seem to recall that the kingdom flourished, but it's hard for me to remember further details. Perhaps the Dragon Knight feels a certain longing for that era, but I have no doubt that you will succeed in proving your worth to him, my dear sovereign. Okay, no new rooms. Okay. Well, your grace, you have thus provoked the wrath of the Dragon Knight, whose fury had not been felt for many moons. Do you think my attitude offended him? Good heavens, no. The Dragon Knight is a mere contrarian. He opposes you on principle, simply because you managed to open the ancient Tower of Briz. It's nothing new. Even during my wild youth, in the days of the Tereskis War, this old fossil was already well over 100 years old, and driven by conservative values. Believe me, I fear he would have behaved the same way with anyone who managed to ascend the throne. I see a standard skills test. Indeed. The advantage being that it's a safe bet he won't hold a grudge, and will accept your rule once you've proven your worth. Can I not investigate somebody? I guess not. Okay. Map room. Do we have anything in the map room? Probably not. Nope. Okay, so I've got a lot of quests. We've got this one, which is a deadline in... completed automatically once a certain number of cycles. But I don't think I want to do this one yet. Okay, just pull up the list. Bucolic Diplomacy. Villador needs help. Okay. Well, I mean, if it says Bucolic Diplomacy, she's probably fine for this. Pest-free Bakery. The one thing is she's probably also good for this one because animals. Maybe. Or she hates it. Hermit claims that a wheel of cheese is whispering the future. He frightens the locals and refuses to share with anyone unless they resonate with a crust. Time to negotiate. So what is this guy good at? Kind of stuff. Okay, he's arrogant and has a noble soul. Score modification based on impact on nobility satisfaction. Oh, I can also only have 6 knights. Good to know. So this one actually... well, he'd be abysmal at. But anything that benefits the nobility, he's good at. Knight has taken over the Rosen Fountain. The villagers are dried up and need your help. Send someone to challenge him to a duel. Okay, so this seems like a fight for Ghiberto. Probably? Kind of. No, it's not going to help too much. I guess it will a little. We have food supplies, and then we have Paul. Well, we don't need charisma, so let's send Ghiberto out with the donkey. Actually, I do have some money. We might want to buy a sword. Okay, and then kill a rabbit. Mad Rabbit has been eating the entrails of the region's inhabitants for several years. Hunt it down. So mid agility, strength, and wit. So actually... kind of not terrible to send him out. So I think in that case, we give him the hunting bow and send him off. Let's go back out to the tower, go to the forge. Oh, I have some dialogue too. We can repair armor for 20. I'm going to see what happens if I wait a little bit more. So you just buy a claymore, which gives me 2 strength, no downsides. Still don't know what the hunting bow passive gives me. But yeah, I think I'll buy the claymore and call that it. There's the rusty sword, which is also an option, but I don't want to spend too much money. Hello, Your Grace. What are you doing? What are you doing in the kitchen? Are you writing to someone too? Who are you writing to? My little sister Berta. She'll be so proud that I've become a knight. I can't wait to tell her about it. I'll make you proud. Just wait and see. So what are you telling her? I was recounting all of the sensational things that have happened to me recently. My arrival in the audience hall and of you who agreed to take me on. The moment I stepped into the kitchen floor for the first time. All of it. It changes a man, doesn't it? I feel I've grown up just since lunchtime. At least a few inches, Your Grace. He gets back to his letter. Fun. Hello? Is somebody there? Looking for someone? Ah! Oh, Your Grace, it's you. I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were... did you hear a scream? No. I heard a scream before he came into the corridor, but it must have just been the wind. The tower's a bit scary at night. The wind whistles so strangely through the windows of our corridors. It was making such odd noises last night, and I confess it kept me from sleeping a little. I am tired. There are these scary stories Uncle Arlen used to tell me when I was little. I think they still terrify me today. Sir Arlen did such a thing. Well, I suppose he just wanted to spark my imagination, and it worked, in a way, but he had no ill intentions, Your Grace. Anyway, they're just made-up stories, aren't they? And the last night, it was just the wind, too, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Okay, she is afraid of ghosts. Just in case, let's go back to the Great Hall. Okay, and the demon wants to talk to me. Well, Your Grace, that's quite a delicious challenge you've been given, isn't it? No big deal. Ah, I certainly can't argue with that. How dull it is knowing that if things were to go south, you'd only need call upon my powers to make slightly less terrible decisions, wouldn't you? Perhaps there's a spark of curiosity to see if you're actually good enough to manage without me. Okay, well, back to the round table. So, we've got the killer rabbit. We could do Knight of the Fountain, but, well, actually, oracular cheese? If it's negotiation... Oh. No luck. A little bit of wit. I might want to wait on that one. Well, we have bucolic diplomacy, so we'll send her off on this one. And then Knight of the Fountain. I'm just going to crank his strength up to absolute maximum. And hope he can take it. Let's see. Armor can be repaired in the forge. I think it's fine. Okay, and they liked both of those. So I think I made good choices. Okay, naive pushed it back, but it's fine. Okay, so he succeeded but goofed at something, not entirely sure. Okay, so his agility is bad, his strength is amazing. So we'll probably want to give him some agility. We also get Enba, noble steed that not only runs fast, but also carries a breeze of style beneath its hooves. Okay, and he's leveled up. I think we give him some agility. I think I'm mostly just going to give him strength and agility and have him just be my big fight boy. Okay, rumor. Ah, Your Grace, do have a cup of tea. A little bird has shared the most interesting anecdote with me. Chance to score a bonus if it grants a better outcome. Alright. Well, I think I'm just going to keep investing in Goberto. We can work on the other guy later. Let's see. Do we do more? I guess let's do audiences just to get a teaser of what's to come. If it's a staring contest, I'm winning. What can I do for you? What a tower you have here, Your Grace. Bit dusty, reeks of magic. But I quite like the mood here. Name's Ursula, by the way. I've been roaming these lands for a couple of years. And to tell the truth, I'm bored to death. Do you have a bunch of exotic and unusual quests you could send me out on? We do have a lot of absurd quests. Welcome aboard. Here's our mage knight. Sounds like fun. Going to stay here for a while then. Good morning, Your Grace. My name is Grellin. Ah! And I wish to be responsible for representing the interests of the inhabitants of Rosen in your lands, if that suits you. Perfectly. Rosen was the capital of Briz until the resurrection of this tower. but it's still a major tourist destination today. Father and son? You know each other? Yes, yes, we are, shall we say, distantly related. He is indeed my lovely young son. Anyway, if we could change the subject, I came to bring you a first request. A manuscript of ecclesiastical origin appears to have been stolen. Since then, a group of occultists and nobles have been accusing each other, each seeking to pin the blame. We need someone to sort this out. We will investigate the occultists. Thank you, Your Grace. So that's it, our shining principles. Let the living filth into our sacred walls. The Cutnar nomads you've so magnanimously allowed to loiter in here. They're loud, they stink, and I'm fairly certain their grubby little brats stole food from the kitchens. What's next? Will you grant them knighthood in all of your kindness? Silence, I am your sovereign, and you will show me respect. I have no respect for a sovereign who opens their arms to swindlers and hired blades. We will probably let him go. We suspect the tavern keepers are secretly ganging up on us. The price of drinks has gone up. All of our drinks taste like water with little alcohol. Let's see. I will negotiate with them. Well, that would be a good start, thanks. One of the merchants in our guild has crafted some magnificent ceramic mugs covered in runes, other beautiful decorations. But a tiny village is already coming after us, claiming that supposedly he copied the mugs from their tavern without their permission. Let's see. Production must be stopped and compensation must be paid. I need to get this up, but we need that even higher. The world is upside down, we market stuff, and nobody thanks us. You don't steal from the common folk. That is the rules. Okay. Oh, Your Grace, come in. Look at what I'm pulling out of the oven right here. Small cakes, carefully arranged on the table, fill the room with a warm spice fragrance. I used to love cooking for my children when they were younger. I miss it sometimes. I'm quite certain they eat absolute rubbish nowadays. He gazes at the biscuits with a gentle nostalgia. Anyway, if you'd like, Your Grace, I could certainly prepare little treats for our knights from time to time. A good cookie shared is worth 1,000 words, isn't it? That's actually how I met my wife. Okay, nothing available there. Let's see. Oh. Arlen can now cook a snack for one night each cycle. Giving a snack to the knight will give them a small bonus if they're sent on a quest. Each knight likes specific snacks. You'll have to discover which ones. Giving a knight a snack they like will result in an affinity bonus. Okay, I'll leave that for later. Let's see. Map room, intendancy. I'm assuming we have no more gossip, or, well, we can't investigate. I have a little bit of money, but we should save somewhat. Okay, so I have a deadline of next one, so we are definitely going to need to send people out. So chances are we're going to want to send these two. I might want to go visit the forge. I want to see how expensive it is to repair more armor. Oh. So the answer is actually, you want to repair early and often. This is why I wanted to test this, because it gets more expensive to repair. But it only costs, so you can repair fully for 20 gold, but repairing multiple people simultaneously costs more. Neat. Alright, well, I think I'm going to leave this here and say that Sovereign Tower is available on Steam. I don't know if it's on other platforms. I certainly hope this comes to the Switch, because this feels like a really fun game to play on my Switch 2 at some point. I guess I can check. Can I check their website? I don't know if I can. Well, it's Steam Deck verified at the very least, so if it's not on the Switch, it will be. But yeah, this is absolutely incredible. It's very much kind of your standard Reigns or Yes, Your Grace or whatever, but it has a little bit more of that element of fantasy, which is what I'm looking for. I'm not very big on medieval fiction normally, but if you give it just a little bit of a mystical flair, I'm suddenly much more interested. And the really illustrative style works really well for this. I guess Your Grace might have actually had magic now that I'm thinking about it, but neither here nor there. I love this game. I think it's in a really solid space. I think it's a very interesting medieval decision simulator, and I like the fact that it has a little bit of that, what was it? What was the superhero one? Dispatch. It's got a little bit of Dispatch going on here, which I love. Like, it's effectively Reigns crossed with Dispatch in such a good way, where all of the characters are weird dudes with their own preferences, foibles, and everything. You know, Angelica being afraid of ghosts compared to being nothing but muscle. Who knows what Ursula's deal is, but sweet goth knight, why not? Oh, we can even read some backstory. So, likes relic recovery, hates diplomacy. Lone Knight roams the lands of Briz in an eternal quest to find distractions to chase away her boredom. So she is jaded. So we can actually see all the different attributes. So I think we're actually pretty much done with her, except for whatever her last negative preference is. And so on and so forth. Neat. Well, anyway, I guess with all of this said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.